Alright, welcome back everyone. This is Mike with Play More Games. I hope you enjoyed the first video of the training scenario of Race for Bastogne. We're back here with the second, and in keeping with the theme, the sun is setting outside, so I probably won't be able to play very much since I don't have, and what I need to get is I don't have the space for what do you call those, standing lights? But maybe I could find like a nice ring light to kind of put over the table so we can get a little bit more light on what we're doing here. That being said, I have pulled us in tight so we can see the core of the action, and in order to keep editing simple, I'm going to continue to roll off screen. So here we are at the start of the second turn, and our first chit is the American division. So the first thing we'll do is we'll grab our 3 command points, and I don't know if you guys do this as well, but I took a screenshot, or a picture if you will, of the board, and I brought it with me to work today, and on my lunch I popped it out so I could kind of take a look and think about what I wanted to do. So the one thing I definitely want to do is I want to try and build an entrenchment for the engineer company, or the infantry company at the bottom of the Wiltz stack. So we're going to need a 3 or less, and we roll a 7. So I'm going to get out a men at work marker, which will give us a +1 modifier next time, and I will put that underneath the engineer company just so we can remember. Oh, actually it looks like there is one at the bottom already. Yeah, I rolled a 7. Oh, actually we should have rolled first for the trenches. Alright, so we'll roll for the trenches. So infantry company gets a 6. Which is enough to pass, so they get their improved position. And the recon company needs a 7 or less, and they get a 2, so they get their improved position as well. And then we have a men at work marker on the engineer. Okay, so we got a lot going on in that hex. Okay, and we'll just take this out here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Alright, so here, if I want to fire anyone, it's going to have to be with command points, and I don't want to spend too many command points because we do want to save them. But this guy here, this AT gun, hits really hard. So we would be remiss if we didn't fire it at least once. So we got a -2 modifier, 1 for the cohesion hit and 1 for the step loss. So we're rolling on a 4, and we'll fire at this adjacent hex, and we'll fire at the unit that's already been reduced. So it's going to be modified to a 3. And I got a 3. So that is a cohesion hit on the infantry company. I think it's like a heavy weapons section. Alright. So that'll cost the Americans a command point, and they go from 5 to 4. Now the question is, do we fire any more? We'll fire the mortar. Fire the mortar here, because we'll put a barrage marker on it, which will be beneficial. So that's going to be a 1 due to the range and due to the company modifiers, and we're going to shoot at the unit that has a cohesion hit on it. And we got a 5, but we'll still be able to lay down the barrage marker. Okay. So that'll put us at 3 command points. And we'll save the rest for now. Now we have the option to move this unit back, but Doesn't really... the other engineer company, it's just off screen. But it's not really going to have an impact on the outcome. So we'll leave it alone for now. Alright. Next up is the fallschirmjäger division. Okay. So we'll add our 5 command points, and that'll run us up to 6. Alright. Now, here we go. I'm going to start by firing our artillery. And now the artillery is off screen. But, just trust me here when I say, alright, we have 2 mortar sections, and we're going to drop fire on this hex here. We have good spotters next to us. So, first one is going to be a 0. An important thing to note is that normally in woods you get a -2 to terrain defense, but because of airburst and things like that, mortar and artillery units do not have that negative modifier. So the reason, actually, first hex is -1, second -3, so 0 plus 1. We're going to be looking at a 1, so 0 or a 1. We rolled a 2. We still get to put the barrage marker down. So that'll cost a command point, and then we'll shoot the other mortar into this hex. So we'll roll for company bonus, and we miss, and we miss the attack, but we can put down another mortar. Okay. So that costs us another command point. So that'll put us down to 4. Alright. So now I'm going to take this guy out of column, and that will provoke an opportunity fire from this unit here, engineer company. So it'll need to roll a 2. It gets a 6, and then we'll do this one here, going out of column. So both of those units will get an opportunity fire, so we'll roll the engineer, which we're looking for a 2. It gets another 6, and then we'll roll the AT gun, which is a 3, and that's a 4. Let me just make sure. -1, 5, and then -1 for the step loss. Yeah, so it needs a 3. Oh, and actually I did roll a 3. I have 2 dice right next to each other, so. Alright, so that one does get to make its shot. And now, since we are -3, -1 for the unit defense, -2 for the woods terrain, they need a 0. They rolled a 9. And then this unit here, we'll spend 1 to take that off, and then 3 to move in here. And remember, opportunity fire exists in the hex that you're leaving, not the hex that you're entering. So it does not draw any opportunity fire. It does, however, require a command point to do, since we are moving into an enemy fire zone on division activation. So then we'll move one of our mortars closer, and we have 2 AT guns that we'll leave where they are, and that'll be the division chip. So let's see what we've got next. The German Direct Command. Well, we have 3. Alright. It's worth seeing if we can finish this unit off. So we'll fire this one. So first for company bonus, which we hit. So we're firing at a 6, minus 2 for terrain is 4. So red 4, and we get a red 3, which is a suppression. And they can convert to a cohesion hit, but that would leave them 1 cohesion hit shy of outright elimination. So they're going to take the suppression, which is probably not a... They're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't, because if they convert it, they can take an opportunity fire chance, but if they don't convert it, well, then they're stuck in the same boat. So that's the only German direct command that we'll do, and that will run us down to 2. Alright, now we get our, can't get this to focus, formation activation. So here we go. So this is an important one. Alright, so let's start with the mortars here. So we have a mortar that's going to be 1, minus 1, 0 on this hex here. Gets a 9. We have a brown artillery unit that's also going to be 0 on that same hex, and they clutched it. They got a 0, which is a step loss, which means this hex, this AT gun, is eliminated. Very happy to see that as the Germans, because that opens up the road to Wiltz. And basically, part of the whole Allied strategy was to deny the German any of those hexes surrounding Wiltz. Alright. So now we're going to fire this AT gun at this armored unit. So let's see. Armored, ranged works a little bit different than unarmored. So it's going to be firing at a 3. And they roll a 5. We have 2 more mortar sections. We're going to want to drop 1 on that. So company bonus, we use the big one. Hit the company bonus. So that's 6, 5, 4, 3. So rolling with a 3 green. And we get a 5. That'll put a light barrage marker on it, which is good for our purposes. Alright, so let's start with these 2 units here attacking this unit here. Okay, so actually the first one we'll do a direct fire attack. So we'll roll for company bonus. We got a 1, so it's going to modify to a 6. Minus 2 for the woods, plus 1 for the defense. So we're looking at a 5, a red 5. And they roll a 9. So that's not going to get it done. So the second unit here, we're actually going to engage in an assault. So we're going to roll our bravery check. Here comes assaults. Assaults are a little complicated. So if you have a copy of the game, I would pull out your flowchart here. So I'll go slow, just so if you're following along. Alright. So we've selected our units, and we meet all the requirements. We're not suppressed. We have an assault rating, etc., etc. We are in an enemy fire zone, so the first thing we're going to have to do to get the show out on the road is pass our bravery check. So we're going to roll our troop quality. We need a 5 or less. If we don't get the 5 or less, then we call the whole thing off. And we get a 1, thankfully. So now the the Allies have a choice. Are they going to stand, or are they going to run? Well, running doesn't make any sense, so we're going to stay. So we get an opportunity fire. So the first thing we'll do is we'll roll to see. Let me make sure that we have to roll. I believe we do. Assaults. Okay. Alright, let's see. Alright, I'll be back. 1 second. And we're back. Okay. So, we're going to roll and see if they get an opportunity fire. So I think they have a 2. A 5 is not going to get it done. Alright. So now, the attacker decides whether we're going to do opportunity fire or we're going to charge. So if we charge, basically, the allies have to either roll their true quality rating, which this unit's true quality rating is really poor, or spend a command point to automatically pass. As the allies, I would probably spend a command point to make sure it passes, but it's tough because I only have 3. I'm not drawing the division shit again this turn. It's already been played. So the bad thing is if you take a charge and you don't pass your troop quality check, everything in the hex surrenders. So my goal is to get to Wiltz and to basically assault the heck out of it and drain American command points. And the American player has to be aware of this. So it's kind of a question of, do you give the hex and thus give up the actions and conserve the command points and take a chance, or do you spend the command points and bank on them never getting in a position to assault Wiltz? So, alright. So we do 2 rounds of fire. Okay, let's take a look at the unit. So it's a red 3/3, and we've got -2 for each. So we fire twice. So first we'll roll for company bonus, and they do pull off the company bonus. They rolled a 2, and their troop quality is a 2. So it's 3 red. They roll 6. 3 red for their assault rating. They roll a 0, which is a cohesion hit. So we'll keep that off to the side here. Alright, so now the Germans' company bonus, they miss. So now they have a red 4 modified to a red 3. And additionally, they have the terrain of -2. So we're looking at a red 1. No, and a white 1. Nope. So now we go for a second round of combat. And tell you what, the Germans are going to make the charge. And, man, I don't know. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to roll the die. And if it's even, we'll spend the command point. If it's odd, we'll roll it. So 50-50. And it is even, so we will spend the command point. So they're going to pass, but they do get a round of fire on the assaulting unit. So company bonus, they hit, so red 3, they get another cohesion hit, and red 3, they get a 3rd cohesion hit. Wow. So we rolled 3 zeros in that defense here, and it's one of the things you got to enjoy about playing games, right? You got to enjoy the narratives that emerge as a result. All right. So now we have this feller who's going to move in, and he's going to assault for a second action. So let's roll our bravery, and he passes. And let's roll for opportunity fire for the Americans. They miss. So let's do a round of assault fire. So Americans, company bonus. They hit. So red 3, miss, and red 3, miss. I think I forgot to take into effect the unit's defensive value when considering the bravery modifier, and I think I forgot to consider the defensive value when calculating their firepower strength. But fortunately, a 0 in GTS is always a hit, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Alright. So now a round of fire for the Americans, or the Germans. So company bonus. We hit, so now we are looking at a 5. So red 5, and we get a 2. So that's going to be a suppression test. And we'll test, and we pass. And a white 5. And we get a 0, which is going to be a step loss. So that is very good news for the attackers. So we put down our step loss. So it's a single step unit with a true quality of 1. Alright. Second round of combat. Do we want to bank on getting lucky again, or do we want to charge them again? What the hell. Let's charge them. And given that this unit is on the rocks, we're going to roll for it. Yeah, it's dead. Well, here's the thing. We've already got 1 step loss, 1 cohesion hit. It's probably going to die. So, like, why go down to 1 command point when now we're going to have units outside of Wiltz? You know. So, but I mean, it's not the kind of thing where there's a yes or no answer, right? If you chose to do something else, and this unit is going to go into there. And this guy will move up. If you had chose to, I mean, it's not a sure thing. If you had chose to do something else, like spend the point, I think you could definitely have a good case for that. Alright, so now we're going to move into here with the reduced unit first. This unit will get an opportunity fire action and misses the roll, so he gets there, and then the other unit will move as well. And that one does hit. The modifiers are a little bit different. There's no company bonus, so they're looking at a 2, minus 1 for the defensive value of the unit. So 1, and it's fire zone to fire zone, so they get a +2, so it's going to be a 3. And they are suppressed, which means they stay in that hex there, and they do not advance. I could pay to convert, or try to convert. Maybe that's what we should do. Alright, it is converted. And the reason I decided to is it's a night turn, so we can rally off that cohesion hit in a fire zone. And this way we now have 3 units outside of Wiltz. Okay. Alright. We're coming down to the end here. Alright. American formation activation. Alright. So we're going to shoot at this stack here. And we're going to target the single step unit with the cohesion hit. and that's a miss. We'll shoot the mortar at that same stack. That's a miss. Now there's a unit here that we'll shoot. That's a miss. And now, if we work on our improved positions, we're going to draw opportunity fire from 1, 2, 3 different units. So now the question is, do we want to do that? And the answer is going to be no. We don't want to give anything away for free. So that, believe it or not, will be the end of that activation. Alright, so last chit of the turn is the German division here, which means the first chit of next turn will be the American command chit. So we get 3 command points. It'll put us up to 7. And then for giggles and laughs, we're going to shoot at the engineer unit that is just, there we go, here. So we have 3 bicycle companies. So I'll just roll them in order. And it's going to be the same attack for each. So company bonus for the first one, miss. And we're going to be looking at a +1 for the engineer's defense rating, which is a negative modifier, in the sense that it's bad. And then -1 for the village. Okay, so that evens out, so we're rolling a red 4. Miss. Second bike company bonus hits, so we're looking at a red 6. And we get a red 2, which is a suppression test, and we'll test it. And we fail, so the unit is suppressed. And then the third bike company fails the company bonus, red 4. We get a red 0, which is a cohesion hit. And this is going to be immaterial to the actual outcome. Alright, but we do have these 2 mortar units that you can barely see over here. They're going to drop some fire on this hex here. And the modifiers are going to make it so only a 0 is going to help. But if we get lucky, because either of those, if they do a 0, we'll do a step loss. So we're going to target the infantry company. Alright, so the first one, nope, and the second one, nope. Alright, so that's 5 command points, so that'll put them down to 2. I'm not going to bother putting a barrage marker out because it's the end of the turn. So it's the end of the 1500 turn, which means we go to the night turn. And in the night turn, line of sight is reduced, and fire and assault modifiers are reduced by 2. To reflect the dark conditions and the decreased efficiency. Alright, so now we pick up our markers and we start the next turn. Alright, so let's get all these chits back in the cup except the American Direct Command chit, which will be the first. And unfortunately, we're going to take a pass on that because we want to save those. So we're going to go straight. That's a very fortunate turn of events for the Americans, because they definitely needed those command points. So the only thing I'm going to do is we have 2 purple fire units that can fire for free on the first activation. Don't need to spend a command point to do so. One of them is here. So purple 4. Alright, so we'll target the reduced unit. So company bonus hits. So purple 6, and that's going to be purple 4. And we roll 7. And then there's another one here, same set of modifiers, same target. We miss the company bonus. And let's see, so we're going to have a purple 2, and that's a miss. I'm probably going to, we'll rally this guy because we can. He's in command, and it's free. We'll shoot the mortar. at that hex there with 2 units. That's a miss, and we rolled a 9, so we don't even get to place a barrage marker. And do I want to shoot the scout car, or the recon car? We might... Ooh, let's not. Let's not. Alright, so here we go. And we have the fallschirmjägers. Alright, so that's going to run them up to 6 command points. Alright. So what are we going to do? Alright, so first things first, we can rally off this cohesion hit as an exception to the normal rule because it is a night turn. So now we have a second action with this unit. And, let's do nothing. And let's go to the second one down here. Actually, before we do that, let's shoot some of our mortars. So we're going to fire our 4-strength mortar into here. We're going to roll for company bonus, and it gets it. So that'll put us at a 6 minus 5, 4, 3, 2 minus. That's going to put us at a 0 after the terrain, but for mass, and if we shoot the engineer company, we're going to be at a 2. So let's do a 2. And we get a 5. That is going to put a barrage marker on the stick. That'll cost a single command point. And then we have our artillery. So it'll be a 0. Miss. Do I want to shoot another? No. Alright. So then we'll rally the cohesion hit off of this one here. And what we'll do is we will do a round of fire for second action. So company bonus. And it hits. So we're going to have a red 6, and let's target the engineer company. So we'll get +2, -2 for the terrain, and -2 for night. So we're looking at a red 4 on the engineer company. And actually we hit a red 4. So that's going to be a cohesion hit. It's getting to be quite the stack. Alright, so then this unit, same attack, so company bonus, hits, so red 4, and we got a 0, so that is a second cohesion hit, and that will cost a command point as well. Now, we're going to move this guy here for 1 command point. And this guy will go 1, 2. And then 3, 4 for a second command point. That'll put us down to 0. Okay. Not great, but what can you do? Alright. More Germans. So they get 3 command points. And we'll start off with the artillery on the Wiltz hex. So we need 0s for both. 1. And we're targeting the engineer company. And we got a 0. Nice. Alright, and then That'll cost us 2. We can continue shooting at that one, but since it's immaterial to the outcome, we will decline. So let's go, and now we have a German formation activation. Okay, alright. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to shoot all of our mortars, and we have quite a few. We have 4 that can hit this hex. So we need a 0 for any of them. Nope. This is the brown one. Nope. And then the other 2 green ones. Nope. No. Well, 1 in 10 chance, so it's worth taking. Alright. So now we have quite a few units that are lined up outside of Wiltz. So let's shoot with the... Actually, let's take this unit here and we'll shoot this unit. And then we rolled a 3, which is not going to get it done. Alright. So, alright, let's do an assault. So this hex here, we'll assault with these 2. And first, we'll roll bravery. So we need 6s. So 6 for the pioneers, the ones on top. They roll 9, and then for the infantry company below, they roll 0. So the pioneers will not take place in the assault. And the reason we need a 6 is we do subtract the defense value from the bravery check. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do, is I am going to pull this down or over to the side. There we go. And I am going to lay out the units in the Wiltz hex. So we are all under a barrage. So we have under the barrage, the first unit is our engineer company with its modifiers, including a men at work marker. And then we have this recon company, and we have this infantry company. Alright. And against them we have one determined parachute company. Probably don't even really have parachutes at this point. Alright, so the first thing is we have opportunity fire checks from everyone. So first, the engineer company needs a 0. The reason they need a 0 is they have a -1 for 2 cohesion hits, -1 for step loss, -1 for light barrage. 0. Misses. So then these two are both going to, let's fire this one first, is going to be a 7. Misses, or hits. So it's a purple 2. Miss. And then this one here is a 6 for opportunity fire. Hits, company bonus. And that's a hit for the company bonus. So a purple 3. And they get a 1, which is a suppression test. We have no command points to spend, so we need a 5 or less, and we hit a 5. Alright. So we survive by the skin of our teeth there. So now we can charge or do a round of fire. Now, we have 3 units against 1, and we have at least 3 more units that can make a charge attempt. So let's see. Alright. we're going to do a round of fire. It might be a bad idea, but let's try it. Okay, so I mistakenly applied the company bonus for the opportunity fire, but I think it works out because it would be fire zone to fire zone. So the one unit I didn't give it to, they muffed the die roll. They rolled, I think, at 9, something high. So we're good there. Alright, so let's just go from top to bottom. So we'll use the engineer company, which is basically, it's going to be a red 0, miss, red 0. Oh, that's actually a hit. Good for them. So now this guy has a cohesion hit, so we'll just put that there so we remember. Okay, so then the black independent unit, because it has a colored fire rating, the red 1, we use that value for both fires. Alright, no company bonus is possible, so we need basically red 0. Nope, red 0. Nope. Alright. So then we come to the bottom there. So let's roll for our company bonus. And that is a hit success. So purple 6, -1, -2 for night is going to be a purple 3, miss, and a white 2, miss. Okay. All right. Alright, so now we're going to fire the... Sorry, I just had a brain fart there. I think I miscalculated the bravery check. I think that they should have been at a 4. -1 for the recon company and -1 for the IP. I think it should have been a 4. And now I'm trying to see and we probably should have applied the in-hex terrain as well, which is 2. So we would be looking at a 4. So really, we should really only be assaulting on a 0 or 1. I can't remember what I rolled. That's alright. We'll do it right the next round. Okay. Alright, so company bonus is a miss. So let's target the engineer company. So we're going to be at 3 for the cohesion hit, and then +1 for mass and +1 for the modifier, defensive modifier on the engineers, which is negated by night, and then -2 for terrain. So we're looking at a red 1 and a white 1, which is a failure. Alright, so let's go again. So the engineer company, miss. They rolled a 2, that's another miss. The recon company, 7 for true quality. Single step unit. Okay, so red 1 modified to 0, miss. Red 0, miss. Company bonus for the infantry company. Got it. Fire. We rolled a 2, which if we have a 6, minus 1 is 5, minus 2 for night is 3. So purple 2 is a hit, which is a suppression test. It passes. And then the white die roll is a 2, which is suppression outright. So that's gonna stop him in his tracks. We can roll to convert, and let's see if we can. We can. Alright. So now we have 2 cohesion hits. So let's roll for company bonus. We miss. And we'll roll a red 0 on the engineer company. And that's a miss. And a white 0 on the engineer company. That's also a miss. Alright. So they go back to their starting hex. And we'll put the other pioneers there. Well, boy. Man, I gotta really kind of rethink my strategy there for assaults, because it doesn't seem like it's going to work. Alright. So we have 3 units that can take shots, so let's do that. Alright, so I'm going to leave it just like this, just so we can kind of see. So we're all going to target the engineer company. Alright, so company bonus, and these are just same type of unit as before. So 5, so we hit the company bonus, so it's going to be a red 6, 7 for the engineers defense, 8 for mass, and then minus 4 for night and defensive terrain cumulative. So red 4, and we roll a 5. So then the second paratrooper company, company bonus, we hit, so again a red 4. And we get a red 1, which is a suppression test. And they'll pay to pass that because it doesn't seem like they'll be able to take the hex by assault. I forgot that rule. It's annoying. Alright, then the other infantry company, red 5. Hit the company bonus, so red 4. And that's another suppression test. And just out of abundance of caution, they will pay to pass that one as well. Alright, so that is the end of the German formation shit. We have 1 unit that we can rally a cohesion hit off of, and actually we should have done one for the division shit too, so I'll do that now. And then we'll move him into that hex, and move him into that hex. Oh, and actually, I forgot to bring in the reinforcements. How silly of me. Alright, so let me, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in the reinforcements, I'm going to move them up to where they need to be, and I'll be back in a flash. Alright. Alright, we're back. So I did my best to fix that, and I'm going to leave these guys here because there's going to be more attacks. And now that they've already been pulled out, that's probably for the best. So let's pull our next chit. Sorry for the errors here. Let's pull our next chit, and it is the German Direct Command, which we don't have any. So that's the end of the turn. So we're pulling into the 700 turn on December 20th, and that is the last turn of the game. And the first chit will be the American formation chit. So we'll pull those out, toss the rest back in. So we'll fire the. Oh, we'll remove this. Let's fire the mortar on that stack. And they roll an 8, which is a miss, but still good enough to get the barrage marker on there. Let's fire the unit there. Hits the company bonus. It fails the die roll. Let's see, how many units do we have there? 2, oh, actually, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is going to give us a mass modifier of +1, offset by the -1 for the unit, so it's a narrow miss. So then we have the purple 4 rolling for company bonus, and it hits. So purple 6, and we roll a 7. Okay. Might as well shoot this unit here. Fails the company bonus. Fails the attack. Alright. Alright. German time. Alright. German division chit. So we get 5 command points. These will be our last 5. So I guess what we'll do is we'll fire some of our artillery pieces. So the one with the company bonus, we'll roll that one, so we need a 4. We get a 4, so we have a 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2. We need a 1 since we're targeting the engineer company. And we get a 3, but we can put the barrage marker down. So we'll spend the command point. And we'll fire 2 more. Basically need zeros. And we get a 0. So that is going to eliminate the engineer company. So not a total waste after all. Alright. Let's save it for the activation, or excuse me, not activation, but the formation chit, which I guess we're not actually guaranteed to get. German direct command. Do I want to do something different? Alright, yeah. Let's take this 5 strength. Let's take these 2 5 strength ones and we'll assault them. Alright. And let's just run through the modifiers again. So the bravery, we're looking at -4 for the terrain. So that's -2 for the city, -1 for the IP, -1 for the unit, so -4. So we're looking at a 1. The units have a defensive rating of 1, so we need 2s. Miss, miss. Pathetic. Alright. Okay. That is our activation chit, our formation chit, and this will be the last chit that I play, because if we don't get it on this one, we're not going to get it. Okay? Okay. So let's fire all of our artillery. So first the one with the company bonus. 6. Oh, and you know what? Since we rolled a 0 on the city, it's going to be rubbled. And let's see. All right. A rubble subtracts 1 from the defensive terrain modifier of the hex. So I'll put that there. which means instead of being a -2, it's going to be a -1. Oh wait, actually, never mind. We weren't firing artillery, we were firing mortars, so never mind. Alright. So here we go. So we're going to fire our artillery. Nope, that's an 8. We're going to fire our... We have 3 green mortars. Nope. Nope, we need zeros. Actually... Yeah, nothing. Then we have this tank gun here. We're going to shoot at the recon unit just for giggles and laughs. Nope. We have another artillery unit here. We'll shoot that one. I haven't shot that one yet. Needs a 0. Nope. Okay. So these units here are going to do standard attacks. Okay. So let's start with this one down at the bottom here. Alright. So we'll roll for company bonus. And we hit. Which is good, since we have a bunch of modifiers working against us. So we start with a 6, -2 for the cohesion hits is 4, -2 for the terrain is 2, and let's say that we're targeting the recon unit, so it's going to be a 0, so we need a red 0. Miss. Alright, let's go to the Pioneer, and the Pioneer, let's try... Well, let's try an assault. So we'll roll for bravery. Miss. Alright, and then the one at the top, let's do company bonus. We hit, so we're looking at 6, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a red 1. Miss. Okay. Alright, let's go with this stack of units here. Okay. So we're going to do assaults with all of them. So rolling from the top. Miss. Middle. That's a 2. Which is a miss. And then bottom. Miss. Alright. It looks like Wiltz will survive. Yep. Alright, then we have one last one. Missed. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to call it right there. So I hope you enjoyed this learning scenario here. It's definitely been helpful for me to get back up to speed playing this game. Getting those trenches down in Wiltz was definitely very important and critical to the defense of Wiltz, since the cumulative effect on the bravery checks is pretty intense. Now, if we were in a situation where I could have made those assaults, I think we would have been able to take it. But it is what it is, and the dice did not favor the Germans. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you soon. I'm going to take a look at Scenario 2, No No Noville, and maybe we'll get that one out. Thanks for watching. This is Mike with Play More Games, and we'll see you around. Bye.